Alrighty. Welcome, everybody. This is Zenith Online Racing. This is Tier 2. We are in Belgium at Spa. It is going to be a great one. I am very excited. I am Arbiga. Alongside me tonight, once again, is Fuzz, or Fizzo.
It's your boy.
It's your boy. Oh, looks a little cloudy. Maybe we'll get some rain.
Oh shit.
Let's get all that info up early. And who will be tonight? The only form of Formula One racing going on this evening.
Yeah, we're the only sporting event that's not cancelled.
Yeah, we're not cancelled. We can keep going.
Oh, it's a wet race.
Oh, baby, it's about time. It's about time. Let's do it. I am ready. Wet race it is. At Spa? Whew. Nothing better. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I'm going to call 3 safety cars because of the crashes of Oru.
You think so? Yeah, I would think so. It's probably pretty fair. There's a very good chance of that. I'll just double check that party audio, make sure everything is looking good before we get to the action. Look, everything looks good here. So Niebuhr, one of the first cars out on track, but I do believe there is a Toro Rosso up the road a little further.
So early predictions are in.
It is. Early predictions are in?
Yeah, someone says Jin to win, first to bottle. Oh wait. I mean, buddy,
he's clearly...
It'd be really hard. It would be really hard to bottle while I'm not racing.
I mean, if anyone's going to do it, though.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be you.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, you could bottle the commentary like I did last week, so that's always an option. Anything could happen out here. Or in here, I guess. In the commentary booth. I like to imagine that we actually stand beside one another. We're not just sitting in chairs at home. It's kind of more fun that way, as if we actually have some rapport in person.
Okay. Thanks for that image.
Yeah.
But
well, the fans at home love it, even though Fuzz is creeped out. Let us know, chat. Let us know.
Oh, there's heavy rain, full race. That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be tough. All right, Sam is a reserve driver tonight, filling in the Toro Rosso car. Just starting his first hot lap of the night. We'll ride on board with Sam for a bit until we get a few of the other runners on their hot laps. Pretty good through the hairpin there. Looks pretty nice. Heading down the hill towards Eau Rouge. Climbs the hill towards Radion. Yeah, it's really steady through there. Didn't use too much curve at all. Car looked nice and stable. Feel like a pretty solid first sector from Sam. 29.9. No idea if that's any good. Not that.
I want to say Sam is one of the people that's really improved since the first season here.
Yeah, for sure. He's gotten a lot faster. Niebuhr on a hot... Well, he was supposed to be on a hot lap, but he's going quite slow, as you can see there. Let's check in with the other cars. It's Eric. Looks like he's on a flyer as well. He's going quite a bit slower than Sam. Let's get back to Sam. We'll finish the lap off with Sam here. See what kind of time he can put up. Through Puhan. Should have looked up the corner names before I started tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I know a few off the top of my head, but I needed a refresher on some of them.
So I know one of them is No Name. Oh, the 49ers is already out.
Yeah, he's lost it through Radion there. You can see at the top of the hill on the map, there's a pink car stricken.
That's unfortunate.
Well, he'll be starting from the back in the rain.
Sam already out of ERS coming through the bus stop.
Yeah, so he must have had an overtake or something. And he looks like he's really dropped off the pace here towards the end of the lap, so 45.6 from Sam. Not bad, but it's definitely got to improve, I think, if he wants to fight at the front. T-Money, this will be his last race in Tier 2. I'm not sure if we even talked about this on stream at all yet, but T-Money is after the... Wait.
After this one.
After
yeah,
this
so
one,
Monday
yeah.
night.
I thought he was waiting for the break. I think that's why I got confused and thought the break was next week, but...
No.
Yeah, so T-Money after tonight will be in the seat, the empty seat. What car is it?
I think he'll be in the Alpha alongside Beck.
Right, yes, it was Josh that left. So Josh is leaving. He may still fill in occasionally when he's available. He just can't commit to a full-time seat anymore. And T-Money decided he wanted to come fight in Tier 1. So yeah. T-Money will be transferring, filling that seat. And Soy Loco, who is reserving tonight in that Red Bull seat, is actually going to be taking the seat of T-Money next week once he vacates it. So Soy Loco returns to Zenith Online Racing, formerly AF1RL. It's a mouthful. That's why we changed it.
Constructors champion.
Yeah, he was the Constructors champion with Puff in the inaugural season. So Soy Loco now will be back in a full-time seat, but he'll be in Tier 2. So not racing with all the guys he knows from Tier 1 in the past, but a few of them. Familiar names for sure are out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Puff, poor guy, lost a great teammate and coming into the second season. But yeah, he'll be coming back thanks to he'll be coming back thanks to T-Money finally making the jump from F2 to F1. I'm sorry, T2 to T1. Ghost Pole 43.9. That's the first person in the 43s. Sorry, that's pretty good.
And that's what we were expecting. So Bobby put up a pretty good time. He's only 46 flat there on the mediums, so sitting in fourth at the moment. Not too bad. Terminal Deity is out on his second lap on those mediums at the moment.
Yeah, we missed General Porter set a 44.5 on the softs as well. He went provisional pole before T-Money beat him to it. Oh, Soy Loco making an impact right away. P3 provisionally with a 44.
Oh, runs very deep there after the exit.
Probably just letting the others pass.
Maybe, yeah. It just looked like he had a moment more so than something intentional. But let's get back to JXW. Heading into the bus stop chicane now. And the main straight, what kind of time can he get? 46.1, so definitely needs to improve on that time, but he has edged out a couple other guys that ran on the softs, so not terrible. Definitely room for improvement, though. Let's check in. Whoa, big moment there with it's Eric. He's lost it in Puhan. He is off. Got the car turned around nicely, though. Didn't take any damage, so probably not going to cost him too heavily. I think he's already put his hot laps in on those mediums anyway, so maybe just heading back in kind of got a little sloppy on his in-lap. Who is that heading around? T-Money is heading into the pits. Soy Loco, I imagine, would also be heading into the pits. So a little bit of a lull here. Let's check in with that Renault. Is that Electric Chicken? It is Electric Chicken. He is on a flyer. Let's get on board with the Tier 1 commentator, Electric Chicken, in his seat for Tier 2 tonight. Ripping around Spa in that Renault. That lovely Daniel Ricciardo-inspired helmet, surely. Yellow and pink. Let's see what he can do. Big lock up there. 46.8, so he definitely needs to improve on that time. He's going to have to take another run at that for sure.
Hans, I believe, is on a lap. Oh, never mind. He's abandoned it.
Who is that on the back? That's Niebuhr. So Niebuhr on an out lap. We have a Alpha behind him. JXW on a flyer. Looks like he's up 5/10 according to the timing at the top. Just went a little wide and picked up a bit of dirt there. Let's see how he does into the bus stop chicane. Does he have the full grip he needs? Looks pretty smooth, and he goes into the pits. So
Litromni's on a lap coming around bus stop for his first hot lap of the night.
Alright. Let's see what kind of time Lit Romney can put on the board.
Oh, P5. 45.3 on the softs.
Not bad.
Not bad. Let's see. I see a Mercedes on a hot lap. Yeah, that's Cavney. Is he on a hot lap?
It says he's on an out lap on mine.
Yeah. Oh,
he's
yeah.
just starting his hot lap, so we can ride aboard with Scavney for this one. All right. Scavney heading down the hill now towards Eau Rouge, one of the most famous corners in Formula One. Obviously, the scene of a very tragic accident last year as well. One of the most historic corners in Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
Down the Kemmel Straight, Scavney with that DRS wide open, slams those brakes on, throws it through the corner nicely. He does well through the chicane there, and he's heading down the hill. Some pretty good pace. This looks like a pretty good lap from Scavney so far.
Let's see what the Sector 2 split is. Is he up on his time? Oh yeah, almost 4 tenths up. He might be getting into the 45s there. He can nail the final couple corners.
Yeah, so this could be a pretty good lap from Scavney. It was always looking pretty tidy through the first sector there. Heads into the bus stop chicane. Let's see what kind of traction he can get on that exit. It's 45.8 from Scavney, so a pretty good time. Puts him in the mix for sure. Again, though, Sam's 44.9 I thought was not that great at first, but it actually has held up pretty well so far. Obviously, T-Money is a second ahead, so that's a big gap from 5th to 1st there, but Sam's times actually held up pretty well in comparison to the other drivers around him. So, let's see if we can find another driver on a hot lap here. It looks like Bobby now is heading into... He's in the second sector at the moment.
T-Money is also on the lap.
Bobby heading into Puhan now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Airstrike and Axton couldn't make the race tonight. Both championship rivals. Axton would have had a great chance of making up some points on Aero.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even realize that Aero wasn't here. It just dawned on me now.
Yeah.
Especially in a wet race, too. It should be pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Would have been great to have. Like,
yeah, we might see an entirely new podium tonight if something happens, something goes wrong with the T-Money race.
Yeah, that's for sure. Bobby now, just exiting the bus stop chicane. What can he do?
Oh, T-Money marginally improves his time, does a 43.8.
Bobby goes 45 flat. So good time from Bobby there. Gets himself in the top 10. He's sitting in 6th at the moment. Check in with the other drivers coming across the line. That's Scavney heading into the pits. We have JXW he's on a lap, but he went very wide there. Going to cost himself quite a bit of time. And that's General Porter up into 2nd at 44.9. Well, he has just crossed the line.
44.49.
No, sorry, yeah, 44.49.
JXW crosses the line. I don't think he improved.
Nah, he was slower apparently. Get to that Williams. Who would that be? Should be Hans. Is he just finishing his flyer? Hans jumps into 2nd out of nowhere. Sitting down in 19th prior to crossing the line there. Jumps into 2nd with a 44.409. A 4.9.
Just avoids the wall there.
Yeah, he's pushing his luck here. Maybe he thinks he can just take it easy now that he's got a 2nd place at the moment.
I don't think he's gonna have a chance to improve on that because the pits are a freaking light year away.
GP starting a hot lap. Let's ride on board with GP into La Source. Heading down the hill now towards the Rouge. Weather looks nice today, at least. Not going to be great tomorrow. Yeah. Such a tricky corner. It's very easy to lose it there. When you nail it, though, it's probably one of the most satisfying corners in the whole game, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Like it really.
General Porter dives into the pits. I wonder if he'll have enough time to put on a fresh set of tires and try and beat that pole lap.
Yeah.
Soy Loco dives into the pits. Looks like Electric Chicken is starting a lap. Oh no, he's gone to E4 with the 44.5. I think he's just completed one.
It's a good time for Chicken. Puts himself into fourth.
Oh, yeah. Janet coming out the pits with a fresh set of sauce. Ooh, another one of her tier 1 reserves tonight.
We've got a couple guys from tier 1 filling in tonight. GP catching Neighbor now, catching some traffic. Might actually get a nice slipstream here from Neighbor down the back straight in Blanchimont towards the bus stop. This could actually work out for GP. I was thinking it might be compromising him a tad, but it might not. Neighbor also looks like he's on a hot lap because he's not looking to get out of the way at all. So GP going to be following him right up his gearbox as they cross the line, but probably got a huge slipstream from him there. 44.5 from GP Colin. That's a lot of very close times there. So
yeah, Neighbor goes up into P15 with a 46.5.
3 cars within 400ths of each other there. General Porter, GP, and Electric Chicken. That's pretty wild.
Especially considering it's such a long lap.
Yeah. So Burns starting a hot lap. Scavney starting a hot lap. Do we have anybody else on a hot lap at the moment? Where's Coxie? No, Coxie looks like he's on an out lap. Probably has enough time to get back around. I think so. So let's ride with Burns. He'll be one of the first guys to cross once the time has expired.
Yeah, Burns will be looking to possibly improve on his best qualifying position of P8 from last week.
Yeah, he came in really late there and actually had a really nice lap.
Yeah, that was quite a showing from him. Hopefully, he's gonna look to carry that momentum forward in this one.
So it looks like Mario is starting a lap as well. And then a Ferrari behind him. That would probably be Janet. So I imagine the cars coming around to the finish line now are probably on their final runs. It's Terminal Deity's just about to make it. So he gets on. Does Bobby. Bobby's got 2 seconds. It's close. Bobby gets across, so he's going to get a lap in. That's wild. Who was on the first hot lap here?
Burns, was it?
It was Burns, yeah. And then Scavney, was it? Yeah, Burns and then Scavney.
I see him. Yeah, I see a Mercedes behind, so Scavney makes sense.
Yeah, these guys crossing the line now. There's a Ferrari and a Toro Rosso just about to cross as well. It looks like they're heading into the pit lane. Yeah, so they're done. So Burns now into the bus stop chicane. Let's see what he can do. Flicks it in, those brakes glowing red. Smooth on the acceleration there. Crosses the line with a 46.1, so decent time, but not enough to improve. Now Scavney, where does he? Scavney crosses, he improves, jumps into 9th. Not sure how much of an improvement position-wise he made, but he made a big time improvement. That'll be Mario coming around on his flyer. And then probably, is it Jinnit behind?
Bobby Taylor was on the lap.
Yep, Mario, Jinnit, Bobby. Bobby was the last guy to get across the line on time, so he'll be our final run. We're right on board with Mario here. Let's see what he does in the bus stop chicane. This looked like a pretty good lap from Mario. See if he can finish it off. Little touchy on the throttle there, 47.4. He just really needs to figure out that throttle with the pedals.
Oh, Jinnit goes P2 with a 44.1.
Yeah, great time from Jinnit there. I was hoping to jump on board with him quickly, but Bobby looks like he is up. He will improve. Will he improve a little further into the top 10? Probably maintain at least 10th at this point.
Oh yeah, I think he's...
Big bobble there from Bob.
Big
He's
moment.
cost himself. He's still, I think he didn't improve. I think he was just slightly down, so he'll be starting 10th. All right, that's it for quali. That was timed well, actually. The last lap actually ended the session.
Oh yeah.
That's normal, or nice. It's abnormal, actually. Usually you end up with somebody putting around with no fuel for 2.5 minutes. All right. So T-Money takes pole. Jinnit's in second. Hans is third. General Porter is in fourth. GP Collins in fifth. Electric Chicken is in sixth. Soy Loco 7th. Sam in 8th. Scabney 9th. Bobby 10th. Lit Romney 11th. 12th is JXW. Coxie 13th. Burns 14th. Terminal Deity 15th. 16th for Niebuhr. Mario 17th. It's Eric 18th. Wolfsburg 19th. And 49ers in 20th as he crashed very early. The exit already on. Right, so we will wait for Niebuhr to give the go-ahead for the race. Should not be very long, usually a few minutes. As you can see, the rain is coming down, so this should be a very, very fun one tonight. It's going to be good. I have a feeling we're going to see a really nasty crash.
Oh, yeah, I think there's definitely going to be some big ones.
There's going to be a big one in Rouge on lap 1.
Yeah,
There's going to be 2 guys that are just not going to yield, and it's going to
Predictions on the number of finishers tonight?
Well, we've got 20. I feel like a lot of people don't enjoy driving in the rain, so that if the race is going poorly, they're not going to keep going. I'm thinking maybe we have like 13 cars finished tonight.
Ooh, that's close. I was going to say 12.
Yeah.
But 13 is a good benchmark as well.
I think about 3 or 4 legitimate crashes, and then probably just some other people with having nightmare evenings just decide to give up. That'll probably be it.
Someone named Matty in the chat says just qualified with broken DRS. I'm not sure who Matty is. I don't want to guess either because everyone has...
Matty, I can't remember who he was. I just remember learning who it was the other day, and I was like, oh. And now I forget again. Totally compromising my setup for the rain. Yeah, true, the wet setups, yeah.
Oh, Chicken is Matty.
Oh, Chicken. Right, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's somebody like pretty well known, and then when I found out it was them, I was like, what the fuck? Like, how did we not know? But yeah, Burns pointing out the setups. We really don't know what people were running and qualifying there, right? So anything could happen in the race. Like, I mean, anything could always happen in the race, but especially when it's raining at Spa. I mean,
Soy Loco asking me if there's still 10 minutes between qualifying and the race. Remember those dreadful, dreadful days?
No, there isn't, Soy.
10-minute break.
You better let him know it's only about 2. Even on Monday, though, we're not really taking the breaks anymore. It's just the problem. The problem is it's like so easy for someone to accidentally start it too soon, and then we have to sit there and mess around with the grid for 15 minutes. It's just not worth it. Like just to take a break to. It's not like there's no reason.
I feel like the 30 seconds, even if someone starts immediately, 30 seconds are enough to set strategy and stuff like that because there's not a lot to do. You just have to pick one tire you start on and adjust fuel a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it's a lot of work setting up the race. It is nice to have a minute or two to look at it and discuss it with your teammate and stuff like that, but I don't think it's completely necessary. It's kind of nice to get things going right away, but it's like Porter isn't moving. Just sitting on the grid at the moment.
He must be paused away from his PlayStation. Formation lap in the rain. That's the stuff of nightmares.
I'm sure you would ace it.
It's inter weather. I thought it was full wets. Wolfsburg Tuner is the only one on the entire grid starting on full wets.
Wow, that's interesting actually. I didn't even think to bring that information up yet. Wolfsburg on the full wets. I mean, it is. Well, what? What do you want? Start paying me. Maybe I'll try harder. I have to pay
Take it out
myself,
of...
really. Like,
Yeah.
that's the stupidest
Take
thing
it out
about
of the
that.
league fund.
Yeah, I do. I pay myself. I bought myself a pizza tonight, so that's my payment for doing commentary.
Nice.
The league fund. I can't take it out because it doesn't exist. Whoa, Hans is off. Hans, I was riding with Hans and he's gone off. So, you're not the only person that does this in formation laps. You don't have to feel too bad.
Yeah.
You've got a friend.
I'm definitely not the only person that does it on formation laps.
I think I did it once. One time. And you've done it like, I don't think we have enough digits to count. Yeah, Hans had a big moment there for sure. Looks like Porter back in the car though. Everything's moving now.
Oh, Hans is off again.
Scavney with an F the rain in the Discord, so right along with what we'd expect to hear from everybody. I can't wait though. This is gonna be fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's like, you know, you feel for them in a way. You're kind of like, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. You're gonna race in the rain, but like as the commentators, you're like, oh yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
There are millions of fans watching around the world instead of FP1.
No stupid DRS. Like, let's just have some balls out racing. I mean, the DRS could actually cause, like, the lack of it could cause a bit of an issue, but hopefully people will find ways to get the traction they need to get by. Alright, so T-Money in his final race here in Tier 2 on pole position alongside Zenith, his soon-to-be Tier 1 rival, possibly. I mean, who knows what could happen here on the start. They might become rivals before they even race together in Tier 1. The grid is reforming at the back. Almost everybody is in place. There we go. Green flag is waving. The lights should start any moment. You see those red lights flashing, indicate the wet weather. We have all 5 lights on. And we're racing at Spa. Let's go. Zenith looks like he got a pretty good start on the outside there. He's trying to edge out T-Money, but T-Money has covered him off on the inside into the source. Good job from T-Money on the start there. Does well. Looks like we have a couple cars going wide. A Renault. Oh, big contact there. A Renault came back on track and made contact with a McLaren there, so looks like we might have an issue. Let's check these cars going into Eau Rouge here. We don't have anybody side by side, I don't think. Oh, cars are off. Whoa, big crash. We've got a big crash.
No. JXW is out.
We have
VSC,
a few
Bobby
cars.
Out.
How is that only a VSC, honestly, really? We've got 2 cars crashed out on the top of the hill. This game doesn't make sense.
Burns has taken big damage on his wing.
Yeah.
Dove 49 was his way back. I don't think Dove has damage, but he's lost out massively. It's Eric. I can't see his wing from this angle.
That was a huge crash, honestly. Like, I'm surprised more cars didn't retire from it. I really just looked like pure chaos. I think the ghosting actually helped out a few people there.
Yeah.
If there was no ghosting, it would have been like 6 cars out.
Oh, yeah. Mario's lost a bit of his wing. It's Eric's wing looks fine. Niebuhr's wing looks fine. Terminal Thierry has lost half his wing. That's unfortunate.
So, VSC for some bizarre reason. I really don't understand that. I have to say, like, that really should be a full safety car. Oh, huge moment here. We have a Red Bull off. Somebody's gone off. Is it Soy?
Rami left the session.
Rami has dropped out.
Left the session. Oh, yeah. He's still in the race.
Yeah, okay. So Soy had a moment there. We just caught that, and then he jumped off of the screen.
Yeah, we have gone racing again.
Yeah, Electric Chicken is all over the back of GP. Sam is out now. We have another car out. Surely this has to be a safety car now. Sam has stricken himself.
No safety car.
No safety car, really? That is so strange.
Wolfsburg with the ballsy move starting in P18 on the full wets is up into P10. Oh, but he's gone way too deep into bus stop. Oh, that's a risky rejoin, but it's fine.
Scavney was closing on Chicken there. What do we have? Wolfsburg?
Yeah, I think there was some contact between him and another car, but it's fine. I don't think either of them picked up any damage.
It looks like he is struggling a bit for traction,
Yeah.
but he's not terribly off the pace. Saving himself a pit stop if it does get worse.
Yeah, it's still raining, but I don't know if it's going to be
Soy
heavy
Loco.
enough for people to want. Oh, someone's binned it. Neber's out.
Soy Loco down the outside here on Scavney.
Top
He's not
49ers
close enough.
loses it in Eau Rouge. There's the safety car.
There, it's about time. There. So now we can get everybody back on track and close together, because the start really should have been a safety car, and I feel bad for the guys that got caught in that at the back, because they just lost, like, nearly a lap's worth of time.
GP calling Haas stuff drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Gotta watch that delta, buddy.
Yeah, it's tough. It really sucks picking up a penalty under safety car, because it's usually an advantageous time. Soy Loco. So he's in the fight here. He's lost a few places with his moment there, but he's been pressuring Scavney. So obviously we have a quick moment here. Why don't we go look at the standings? I think they're freshly updated too.
Are they?
Yeah, RC got him done.
After race 8 Spain? Oh yeah, there it is.
There it is. Alright, so these are accurate as of last week. So obviously we don't know what's going to happen tonight yet, but Aerostrike Championship leader absent this evening has 182 points. T-Money in second, currently leading the race. He has 111 points. Axton is absent tonight. He has 96 points. Cheapy Colin here in fifth with 71 points. Scavney has 64. Scavney's had a really good season, actually. He's just joined us this year, and he's got quite a few points to his name already. But Scavney currently sitting 7th. Electric Chicken has 57 points. Electric Chicken is sitting in 6th at the moment. Spears, he is not here tonight. He unfortunately went to Australia. The poor guy. PDC, maybe as you know him on the streams, but PDC, he's in Australia for the Grand Prix, obviously just got cancelled, so feel for him tonight. He has 44 points in 7th. And Pace Dog's also not here tonight, 38 points. Terminal Deity here in the Williams. He is sitting in 14th at the moment. I think Mario's gone to the wets. Looks like he's gambling on it during the safety car period here. Might not be a bad idea. Terminal Deity.
Soy Loco picks up a 5-second for severe collision with Scavney under the safety car.
That's ridiculous.
Probably wasn't a severe collision. Probably stewards might want to look at it and get it removed.
Yeah, we'll let Soy know after the race that he can inquire about that. It's Eric. He's sitting in 10th in the championship with 23 points. Coxie finally got some good points last week. He's got... wait. Did he? I think he did in Tier 2. And maybe in the EU as well. Yeah. Wolfsburg with 15 points just behind Coxie. Burns has 12 points behind him. Lit Romney, or Alaskan Dad, as he's known in the Discord. 5 points. Dub 49ers has 5 points. Bobby has 4 points, so shame for Bobby getting taken out in the very first lap of the race. He only has 4 points on the season. He's actually quite quick. I think he's just had a real string of bad luck this year, and maybe a couple of mistakes on his own, but getting caught up and stuff too. Niebuhr with 3 points behind him. JXW 3 points behind him. Well, I guess they're tied technically, but Niebuhr gets 17th for what reason? RC will ask him. We'll ask RC. Even alphabetically it doesn't work, so.
JK, yeah, it doesn't. Damn.
Yeah. I was actually looking at J and H with Hans underneath. And I was like, oh shit, maybe it does. I threw the alphabet in my head too. But yeah, Hans with 2 points, and then Mario has 0 points. He transferred in a little late into the season, but Mario at this moment, Mario's been with us for quite a while, but he's just actually transitioned over to a wheel setup, so he's still kind of getting the feel for things at the moment, and obviously he's been struggling so far this season, but hopefully once he gets it together, he'll be back where he was, fighting for points. So, another lap with the safety car 3 minutes this lap took. So we've extended the race by about 10 to 15 minutes here. Just with this one safety car, so let's hope that there's...
That's fine.
Yeah, it's not like I had anything better to do. It's not like there's a practice to watch or anything.
It's not like we have lives or anything.
Well, I certainly don't.
Yeah. Yeah, Coxie had a good showing last week. He came home in P5, about a few seconds behind GP Colin, I think it was, in P4. He was sitting in a nice little vacuum between P4 and P6. He didn't really have to fight hard with anyone or push hard. So just brought the car home nice and easy in P5. First good points of the season.
So Wolfsburg has elected to stay out on the wet tires, where Mario has given up on them already. He's gone back in. Wow. 10-second time penalty for Niebuhr. My lord, that poor guy. But yeah, Mario was thinking probably, you know what, I'm at the back already. This lap's so damn long, like, I can go back and get the inters on, and look, Mario's already caught back up to the field, so... Yeah, he basically got a test run on the wets and was like, nah. I'll go back. And he's not even last. Niebuhr's last. Niebuhr will probably catch the pack, I'd imagine, like, near Blanche. Oh, Niebuhr! He's not catching the pack with doing that. He's lost the car.
Oh, shit.
It was riding on the right-hand shoulder of his car, and I didn't realize he was sideways until I was reading the Pirelli advertisement in front of me instead of the track. I was like, oh crap, he sped. That was a good one. I'm sure he'd be thrilled to find out that's on stream. You gotta wonder, what am I even doing watching him back there anyway, but that's just how it goes sometimes when you're race directing. You think about stuff and you go to it. I was thinking about Niebuhr. Niebuhr's thinking about something else, clearly, because losing the car under safety car, trying to catch the field. So I imagine the safety car is in, is it? It's gotta be, surely. He looks like he is backing off a bit, but it doesn't say it's coming in.
Yeah, Bobby Tava in the chat is a little distressed.
Is he?
With yeah, I mean, he crashed right off the start, right on lap 1, and the rain isn't gonna help anyone.
Here we go with another safety car lap. All right, well, now what? Can we go over the standings?
How's life, Bigger? How's life treating you these days?
To be honest, not great, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. So, no, everything's okay though. Seriously, in all seriousness, everything's good. What about you?
Not bad, not bad. Just hoping my workplace announces mandatory work from home, so I don't have to go into work tomorrow.
All right.
So I can chill in my sweatpants and play F1 all day. Gilzo's in the chat, supporting Coxie as usual.
What's that? Sorry, I was just reading the Discord chat, making sure everything was good there, and then Lit Romney was saying he got disconnected, and I was like, well, he's back in the race. Like, his AI guy wouldn't be sitting in 9th, would it?
Yeah. No, it's just Gilzo in the chat supporting Coxie.
Yeah.
Bobby Davis says he just doesn't have a clue what happened up Rouge. He says he felt he was hit from behind.
Yeah, it's a tricky corner, honestly. Like, we didn't... Like, you might be able to go back to the beginning of the stream and slow it down and take a look. I think it's kind of on stream. I was trying to stay in the corner to make sure that if I saw anything happen, I'd be able to get to it. But you see two cars drift wide offline, and one of them was a McLaren, so I think that would have been you, Bobby. And two cars drift wide and go off, and I'm thinking, okay, surely this is chaos, because one of them's going to bounce back across the track and clobber somebody. I can't remember what cars they were, though. I think one was a McLaren, and then it obviously may have been JXW as well, so I'm not sure. But you see the safety car lights are off. It is heading back into the pit lane. T-Money will resume the pack, and he will control the pace until they cross the line. Well, until there's green flags, I suppose, but usually it's when they cross the line. You can catch people napping on the VSC, though. You can't really overtake.
Yeah.
You can't overtake on this until there's a green flag, but the VSC on a green flag, if the guy looks down for a second to mess with something, you can easily get them.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm not good at restarts under the VSC or the safety car, for that matter. I end up losing out just on the restart by like a second or so. Right away.
Yeah. There we go. T-Money restarts the race. Gets a really good jump on Zenith there. He struggled out of the corner, and T-Money already got a second lead on Zenith there. Looks like Electric Chicken is pretty close to Soy Loco. Wait, was Soy Loco? No, he was behind. Yeah, sorry, Soy Loco was ahead. That's because he did bump Scavney, right? But Electric Chicken alongside Soy Loco here. Here they go. Very close into Rouge here as they go through Radion. Someone else is out. Zenith has binned it in the exit of Radion as well, so another yellow flag. Will we get a safety car? I don't think so. Looks like they're probably going to clear that, and we're just going to keep racing, hopefully. Obviously, it's, yeah, Zenith's gone. No, can't blame him. Electric Chicken, he doesn't really like the rain much either. Electric Chicken all over the back of Soy Loco here. I'm glad we're going to keep racing at this point, because I don't think I could have handled another 3 laps of safety car. But it also would have been unfortunate, like, obviously Zenith is in the race, and he's, you know, he's on track and stuff, but he is a reserve at the end of the day. It would have been pretty unfortunate for a safety car to be caused from a reserve crashing, so kind of glad nothing came of that, but in all seriousness, that probably should have been a safety car too. Soy goes so deep, and Chicken just zips on through Puhan, so great move from Chicken there, just forces the mistake and has the grip to get through. Wolfsburg is really under threat here. I think that dry line is starting to form, and those wet tires just don't have the grip he needs, because it's Eric and Coxie are all over the back of him. These two drivers need to be very careful following Wolfsburg, because his car is not going to be terribly stable, and he could lose the car. And there he goes. Off the track, has a moment. And, yeah, to the outside, he's really struggling. He's got to get back in the pits now. I think at this point he has to assume that the experiment didn't pay off.
Yeah, Wolfsburg's just given up a lot of places there.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Oh, Terminal! Huge moment for Terminal there. He managed to save it. Did he pick up wing damage? He nudged the wall there, but I think it was wheel to wall. It looks like his wing is okay. I think he's actually alright.
Soy Loco picks up a straight 10-second while diving into the pits.
Yeah.
Wait, is it time to switch tires, or did he get a wing damage? Did he get wing damage?
I think he has wing damage.
He's changing his wing.
And serving penalties.
Oof.
Looks like they served nearly 8 seconds there almost. I don't know what that would have been.
And
yeah,
Wolfsburg
stayed out. Unless he's expecting it to start pissing rain in the next 10 minutes, I don't know why he'd stay out. There he goes.
Oh, Porter makes up a place on Coxie. Down the main straight, down the long
into the barrier. He wobbled all the way out of the exit, and he's lost a bit of his wing now. So, yeah,
he's gonna have to pit.
He has to pit now. Like, I don't know why. Really
Mario and Litromny side by side. Wait, I think Litromny is not in the lobby.
Nevers lost it in the exit of Radion there. Yeah, Lit Romney is gone, eh? Yeah, he's ghosted. Huh.
Yeah, I think Lit Romney. So I've had this glitch happen before where on your screen it shows that everyone else has dropped, but you keep going. So it just basically splits into 2 sessions where you're in one and everyone else is in one.
Yeah.
So he's just found out that that's happened, and he's gonna look to get back in.
Oh, he was racing still, and he thought he was okay?
Yeah, so I think on his screen, he was still racing, and the race is going as is, but everyone else has disconnected, But in our lobby, he's the only one that's disconnected and everyone else is racing.
Porter looking to get through. There he is. Lit Romney's back. Porter down the inside into the bus stop chicane. Wheel to wheel here with it's Eric. It's Eric. Goes a little deep. Makes Porter yield a tad. I think that was pretty clean though. Good side-by-side action here into La Source. Porter has the edge. He gets a little bit of a lead.
Yellow flags and Blanchimont a few moments ago. I think that was Terminal Daily that put it into the wall. He's dived into the pits now. So
yeah, he nearly lost it there the lap prior too. I was riding with him and he actually got on. Oh, it's Eric lost it. He's done. Into the barrier. There goes the entire front wing and he's backing onto the road. Oof, good thing he got that stopped. Could have been a really bad moment for him there. It's Eric though. From even the broadcast view, it looked like his car had just almost gone on like a 45-degree angle and was drifting up the hill. So manages to save it. He has to go back into the pit lane now though, and it's a really long lap, especially in the rain. So Mario coming up the hill. He's probably going to make up another place here. Soy Loco with a big moment at the exit of Radion there. A lot of people losing it in the rain today. It's just people aren't used to driving in the wet, and this is one of those tracks with these high-speed, high-load corners where it's so easy to just get loose and end up in the barrier. But I will say, shout out to Cox. He's having a really solid race again. Sitting in 6th at the moment. It's actually closing the gap down to General Porter up ahead, and then the next car up the road is his teammate Chicken, so could see back-to-back finish for the Renaults 4th and 5th. Porter won't count at the end.
This might brighten up your day, Bigger. This might brighten up your day. Someone in the chat says you sound beautiful tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Bigger, you sound beautiful tonight. Yeah. It's because I'm not drinking. Usually by this point of the race, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Just fumbling over my words.
Is it raining? Told you guys I'm teaching Coxie well. Yeah, I mean, you can take credit for Coxie's accomplishments if you want.
Okay, so Chicken now has really whittled that gap to Scavney down. I'm not sure if Scavney had a moment there, but Chicken is less than a second behind Scavney at the moment. He's following him into Rouge now, so Chicken closing in on that final podium position, and his teammate Coxie, Porter's closing, and so is Coxie, so we could see Chicken in 3rd and Coxie in 4th. That would be a nice haul for Renault. But first, Chicken needs to find a way through on Scavney here. He's closed up to the back of him. He's probably close enough to start thinking about taking a look in the next few corners, but it's going to be really tricky to get an overtake done here without DRS. Sometimes in the rain, though, I find, like, when I get close to a car, it doesn't really matter if it's an overtaking spot or not, because if you're just managing to find the grip a little bit better than the car in front, you can usually find a way to squeak through.
Yeah.
Like this moment here, Scavney's lost a lot of grip there going deep. Right? Now Chicken can close a bit, and then, you know, even if you're stuck behind a car for a lap or two as well, sometimes you start to pick up on the spots where they're struggling, and you can kind of prime your attack for that. You know, like, oh, he always goes deep here. If I just take a better line.
Mario's lost it.
Chicken.
Mario's into the wall, lost his wing.
Chicken just feathering that throttle and closing on Scavney here. Mario's lost it, eh?
Yeah, Mario's lost it out of Lake Com. I think that series of corners is called.
Whoa! Chicken has to pull out at the last second there. He got very close to Scavney as they approached the chicane, and he nearly caught the back of him. And I don't even think he was ready for an over... Oh, he nudges Scavney's rear tire there, so... Not sure if Chicken picked up damage. Let's take a look at that front wing. It looks okay. Might be a little bit of damage that we can't really tell because the wing is black, but Chicken nearly spun Scavney, even nudging the rear wheel there, and obviously just lifted a bit to make sure Scavney got back and steadied himself before.
He did lose a bit of time as well. I don't know how effective the slipstream is going to be on the main straight, but without DRS, he might struggle to make a move.
Yeah.
On this lap. We'll see.
Looks like he got a better exit though. He is closing pretty quickly here, but I just don't think it's
Scavney moves over to break slipstream. Yeah, he's not close enough to make a move just yet. going into Lacombe.
Lacombe. Oh, chicken with the bobble there. It's going to cost him a little bit of more time. The good news is they just left the best overtaking spot, so he's got plenty of time to close back in.
Yeah. Hans up into P2. That'll be higher, I want to say, than he would have expected, or I would have expected.
Yeah, it's a really good showing for him in P2, and he's got a huge gap too. Like, he's got 4 seconds to Scabney behind, and then obviously he's not really catching T-money, so
he's nicely slotted in. Exactly, he's nicely slotted in there. Doesn't need to push, doesn't need to, worry about cars behind him or catching the guys in front. Just carry on and bring the car home.
Snap of oversteer there for Chicken. He nearly lost the back end. Chicken now closing quite quickly on Scavney here. Will he get a look into the bus stop? Probably not. Scavney lifts a bit, though, so that gives Chicken a chance. Chicken has a shot here. Can he do it? Down the inside, late. Scavney, did he move twice there? I know Scavney, he was sort of sitting in the middle of the track. I'm not sure if he made 2 moves, because it looked like Chicken made 2 moves and then was still not finding a way through. And Chicken bobbles the exit there out of the chicane, so he definitely needs to close here into this corner. Into La Source. They're going to head down to Rouge and Radion up toward the Kemmel Street, and Chicken is not close enough again, I don't think. That slipstream's not going to be terribly effective from here. Scavney seems to be struggling a little bit with traction, though.
Yeah. I found Scavney keeps getting better traction out of the bus stop chicane on every lap, and just manages to pull away from Chicken enough to to keep his position. Oh, Wolfsburg lost it.
It looks like he lost it in what's the name of that one? I just looked at it. Yep, and that's a virtual safety car. So that will neutralize the race for a moment. My phone's dead, so I can't even look it up again. Now I'm screwed. I'll never remember the corner names.
I'll look that up.
It's on the approach to Blanchimont. I think everybody knows the corner.
Corner names. Quick Google.
The corners. All right, back to green flags. Chicken looks like he got a little bit better of a launch there on the restart, and he's very close to Scavney here. This is Chicken's best chance to get through, I think, here. He needs to make sure he gets a really good exit out of the bus stop chicane, and then he should be able to close enough on the Kemmel Street to get by. Definitely has more pace, so it's just a matter of time and circumstances. He just needs to string it all together and hope Scavney doesn't nail it, and he can probably find a way through. Scavney lifts there again, so every lap it seems Scavney struggles through there. Scavney moves over to cover that off late, and Chicken goes to the outside. And Scavney pits, so Chicken's freed up anyways. Do we need to pit in this race, you think? Who's going to try and go to the end without pitting?
Yeah, I think it'll be difficult to go to the end without pitting. I think they're going to have to.
Given the nature of Rouge and Radion, I mean, it's playing with fire, really. You're better off running half the race on, even if they're only 40%, you're still better off having fresh tires in the rain. If everybody else is going to do it, it looks like they are. Scavney and Burns' pit. It's just those two so far, so we'll see if anybody else dives in. Soy picks up another 10-second penalty. So he's accumulated quite a bit tonight so far. He just seems like he's really struggling for grip out there, and it's probably costing him with running wide and cutting corners and whatnot. And it looks like someone has lost it.
Soy Loco has 25 seconds in penalties and 2 warnings at the minute.
Is that Niebuhr? I think it is. Niebuhr just getting himself back on track, so he's lost it once again, and now Mario has got by him. Safety car. So now we have a safety car. Is Soy retired?
Yes,
yeah, Soy has binned it. Okay, so that explains the safety car. I was thinking it was for Niebuhr because he was spun around on track and like getting himself turned around, and I was like, man, They're really gonna give us a safety car for that? Like, that sucks. But Soy binning it in the exit of Rayon, that's perfectly reasonable, in my opinion.
GP Colin has picked up another drive-through penalty for speeding on the safety car. I don't know if there's a glitch of some sort or if he just keeps missing his delta.
He just doesn't care. He's like, I'm racing, doesn't matter. I'll make up the time.
Oh look, we made it halfway through the race. An hour in.
Has it been an hour?
Yeah, it's been an hour. Oh, it's 8 p.m. Central.
Oh my god. Well, we got a few laps, so I guess everybody has to pit now, right? Yeah, it looks like everybody is.
Yeah.
Pon's pitting, T-Money pitting, Coxie stayed out. Coxie stayed out? I guess Chicken pit, so it makes sense. Coxie stays out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pon's
don't want
pit.
to double stack him.
No, it's not worth it. GP probably lose less. I don't know. Where is the safety car, anyways?
Yeah, because if the safety car is in sector 2.
Coxie lost it.
Oh really?
Coxie's lost it. He's parked in the middle of the track here, under the safety car. He's spun the car. Ah, that's terrible. He was having a very good race. So now, I mean, at this point, you might as well have just gone into the pits, right? Like, lost the positions anyway.
Yeah, in hindsight,
so unfortunate. Yeah, in hindsight,
it's still the safety car, so he won't lose out massively. He might end up, I don't know, somewhere 8th or 9th maybe.
He's not going to lose too much, I don't think, but it's just unfortunate to make a mistake like that when you're running so solid. Certainly, certainly not what he would have been hoping for. I thought thought he was going to consider maybe staying out and just trying to go to the end and see, but obviously he has to pit now. He's picked up wing damage, so. And lost all the places he would have gained. Soil goes left the session. Makes sense. We are down to 13. That's the magic number. You said 12. I said 13. So if anybody else drops, we're done. I'm done. And we're just over halfway. So
yeah.
Mario running very deep. Just to get it turned.
So I can't find a name for turn 16, the corner you talked about, the one before Blanchimont.
There's
turn 15 is called Stavelot. I don't know how that's pronounced. But that's what turn 15 is, but then turn 16 doesn't have a name, and then the straight is called something I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce. Yeah, no name one is, I believe, the left turn after Bruxelles.
Right.
Or Bruxelles, or...
That's what I was looking at, and I was like, okay, that's no name.
Yeah, and that's turn 11.
Which straight you're not pronouncing? Like the pit straight?
No, not the pit straight, the one before Blanchimont.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The one after turn 16, it's got a ridiculous name. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce.
I really wish I had my phone and died. I mean, it's not like I don't have time to go get my charger and plug it in, but... Well, what I do have time to do is look at how adorable my cat is. He's curled up like nose to feet, like as small of a ball as he can on the couch. Nice. He's so cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the race is super exciting at the minute.
No, there's literally nothing going on. I mean, we've spent... It's probably going to end up being about 5 to 6 laps of a 22-lap race under safety car. Like, what are you going to say? I don't know. Do people still want to discuss turning it off completely? I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but... It's, like, interesting, but it's, like, kind of ruins the actual spirit of racing, too. It's kind of annoying. I don't know.
True. I think it is annoying. Like, safety cars are just... Yeah. I don't think we should be turning it off, but I don't like the fact that these are they've become so common.
Yeah, we're spending quite a few laps under safety car almost every single race now, like 2 to 3 times a race, and it's something that's like, it's just like, I mean, it's taking longer. I mean, it's part of racing, but like, you know, not
Yeah, it's kind
every
of
single
destroying
crash
racing.
requires a safety car. Like,
Yeah, it's
that's
kind
the
of
thing.
destroying racing for us, I think.
It is, and it's ruining strategies and stuff too. Like, there's no real strategy to anything anymore because you can just luck your way into things with safety cars.
Exactly. There's no incentive to doing a one-stop on the harder tires at some tracks anymore.
I think it's just like, I mean, we've left it for. It's been a while now, and we've had it on for the whole time. We've left the safety car on, and we haven't really considered turning it off, but it's just like it's not getting better, right? Like it's just the same shit every week. Like every single week, we're running into problems with the safety car like this, where it's coming out for stupid shit that doesn't make sense. Tonight it was like kind of reasonable, but then like the beginning of the race, we got a VSC when there's 2 cars with wheels ripped off at the top of Radeon. It doesn't make sense. Why is that why is that a VSC, right?
Yeah.
It's stupid. So, I mean, the system's clearly broken. They need to fix it. It would be better if it was a little more intelligent. I just don't... I mean, turning it off fully, really, like, what it does is it punishes the people that are making mistakes. Because if you spin and you crash and you lose the car and whatever, like, and you're 30 seconds behind on lap 1, you're not going to get it back. The safety car is off, and it'll never get it back. So what we're doing is we're sort of leaving it on. We compromise the integrity of the racing to an extent, but turning it off, we also like pull. You know what I mean? Like you can get caught in a collision and be put at the back of the grid through no fault of your own. Be 30, 40 seconds behind because someone crashed into you like an idiot, and your race is essentially over because there won't be a safety car to bring you back into it. You know, there's 2 sides to it where it's like sometimes bad things happen to the good drivers and it's nice to bring them back into the mix, but it's also like, you know, it's rewarding bad drivers too. Like
it's taking the skill gap away to some extent.
To an extent, but
yeah,
I mean the guys that were falling 30, 40 seconds behind, like tonight Mario and Niebuhr are struggling out there, and more than likely, once the race restarts, they're probably going to fall off again, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like they're just going to magically like go in there and steal some points after they were in the barrier 4 or 5 times in the race. But you know what I mean? It's just the yeah. I don't know. There's nothing better to talk about anyway.
Yeah, I mean the chat's got some interesting topics.
Yeah, I can't check it though. So
yeah, so. Janet and Gildo are having a fun conversation. It's more like Janet having a conversation with himself. He's like, for his favorite wrestler is Jake the Snake Bobberts.
Jake the Snake Bobberts?
Yeah. Or Greg the Rimmer Valentine. Or Bocho Guy Andy Cabbage.
Alright, I think you should stop reading. Stop reading them out. Yeah.
There's a couple more.
Yeah.
There's one called...
I was like, what does he mean, bobber? I don't know what that means. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I want to know what it means. So, anyway, the safety car's in this lap, so let's get back to the race, finally. Hopefully we actually finish the fucking race this time. I really don't want to see another goddamn safety car out here.
Oh, there's a race going on, didn't even notice.
Yeah, I forgot. We were busy talking about... What the hell were we talking about?
Safety car.
Safety car, right. How fucking stupid it is. Alright, here we go. Team Money will restart the race when he feels it is time. Hans is very close to him. Hans does not want Team Money to get any advantage here. Team Money had a huge gap before this, but now Hans has a chance to strike. Let's see if he gets a good run here down the main straight. Here we go. Team Money restarts the race. Hans following close behind. Electric Chicken with a bit of a bobble there, it looked like. We have a yellow flag. Not sure what that would be for. I think it looks okay. Someone's heading into the pits. That is GP. I guess that's his penalty more than likely.
Yeah, it's probably his drive-through.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's gone wide. Terminal D80 that was, but Coxie can't find a way through. Terminal D80 after having a fairly poor start is up into P9. If he can keep it steady, he might pick up a couple points right there.
It looks like everybody's through clean now.
Oh,
so.
Chicken and Porter side by side going into Lakecombe.
Hans with a huge moment there.
Hans has gone wide.
Both Porter and Chicken get through. So Hans had a
Hans
huge
has lost
moment.
our 2 places.
And he's under threat from Scavney now as well.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of thing I don't like seeing from the safety car. Like, Hans has done well to get into P2, build up a good gap, but then it all just gets wiped out towards the end of the race because of an unwarranted safety car. Yeah.
And a little mistake costs him 3 places, or 2 places, and you're probably not going to get them back in the rain with the DRS. Like, no.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate to be in that position because someone else crashed and caused the safety car.
Right. I mean, it was a pretty nasty crash, to be fair, but...
Yeah, true, but, you know. We were already under VSC conditions and the car was off track. It's not like it was blocking anyone.
Right. I mean, if lap 1's not a safety car, then why was that?
Exactly.
Stupid game. Doesn't make sense. Scavney is very close to Hans here. And Porter's super close to T-Money here. All of a sudden, T-Money is under threat now. Porter sends it down the inside. He's nudged the inside wheel of T-Money there.
He's picked up a 10-second time penalty for cutting the corner there.
That's a pretty big penalty, but not really sure that's warranted, but he did make contact with T-Money. He definitely should have backed out of that one. I think T-Money had that spot. It's definitely a little ambitious sticking his wheel in there on that rear tire. Coxie now back in the picture, though. 10th. Well, I mean, he spun under the safety car to begin with anyway, so... But he is close to Terminal 80 here. He's looking for a way through. Oh, it looked like he'd gone too deep there through Eau Rouge, but he got it right. Electric Chicken closing on Porter. Porter's lost a bit of time to T-Money. I'm not sure if Porter picked up a bit of wing damage there with that nudge, maybe. It looks like he's... Actually, it looks like he's gunning for T-Money again here. And Chicken with a minor lockup on the inside wheel there, trying to close the gap to General Porter. Porter all over the back of T here.
Well, the good thing is if there's another lull in the race, there's a few more wrestler names I could read out. But the last couple, I don't know if I can read out on the air. I think those are forbidden words.
Yeah. Which is probably not even great to be dropping in the chat, but I really can't do anything about that, so there's nothing I can say.
I'm gonna say it's the N-word, but not the racial kind of N-word.
Right. Let's just focus on the race here, because we've got Porter and Chicken nose to tail behind T-Money here. This is a really good scrap here. Is Porter going to find a way through? Porter's sitting on a lot of battery as well, and I'm assuming T-Money is, as he always is. Oh, Porter around the outside now into the bus stop chicane. He sends it late, and it looks like he's gone very deep into the chicane there, and T-Money swings it rack around the outside, and T-Money gets the place back. So Porter looking for a way through, compromised his run, and ended up giving the place back to T-Money there. He sent it very late, so it was no surprise that he went so deep.
Oh, lots of 10-second penalties flying around for cutting the bus stop chicane.
Yeah.
I see Terminal D80 got one, Jamer Mario just picked up one.
Yeah, it's just...
He is side by side with D80 for P9. They're about to go side by side of a Rouge. No, never mind. D80 is backed out of that one. I want to say that's a smart.
Coxie's closing on the pack ahead quite quickly. It looks like Lit Romney just got by Burns as well. Oh. T-Money's been passed by Porter. I missed that. What happened there?
Puts Chicken into
Chicken's
gone deep.
It's like he completely missed the breaking point there. Huge moment from Chicken. And he's cost himself a place now. Scavney's gotten ahead of him. I don't know what happened there. It looks like Chicken was just
about to. I was just about to say that puts Chicken in the contention for the lead of the race with the right up right up the back of T-Money.
Yeah.
But that's cost him, clearly.
Gotta figure T-Money probably thought, what's the point of fighting this guy if he's gonna get this close to me and possibly wreck me?
Yeah.
Right? Because Porter doesn't count anyway. I mean, obviously you want to win on track, but if the guy's pushing you to the point where you think you might lose it, there's no point in really fighting him. I don't really blame him there, but obviously it's T-Money's last race here tonight anyway. I think he just wants to win for pride. There's really no point. It's not like he needs the points. They're not going to matter when he goes to Tier 1.
Yeah, just bragging rights at stake there.
Alright, let's get on board with Chicken here. Well, he's at the back of this pack. We'll see how this scrap pans out between T-Money, Hans, Scabney, and Chicken. This is for essentially the Tier 2 race win. This will be T-Money's last time counting in a race in Tier 2. He might still show up for reserves, but won't count, so... Got these 4 drivers scrapping it out for the victory here. Let's see what they can do. If you're new to Zenith Online Racing, you're probably wondering why I'm talking about the second place guy fighting for the win. But General Porter is a reserve. He's part of our EU tier, so he will not count. So the Tier 2 standings will be counted from T-Money, who is the first full-time driver, and then Hans, Scabney, Chicken, Lit, Romney, Burns behind.
Scabney has a bit of a look into going into the chicane, but not quite there yet.
Yeah,
not quite in striking distance.
There's quite a bit of time to get it done. I mean, these laps are long, and there's still 4 of them to go, so we've got about 10 minutes to find a way through on these guys here. Well, I'd say closer to 8 minutes, more or less, but...
Yeah. It's Tier 2, it's probably 10 minutes.
I was like, wait, what did you say? And then I realized what you said at the start of that phrase, and I was like, oh. Taking shots. I mean, I guess Harry takes shots at you every Sunday on EU tier, so I guess you got to get your shots in on Tier 2 while you've got the mic.
I was watching Harry race last night. He didn't do well.
I was watching him too.
Put that out there. Yeah.
He was doing well until I think he realized all his fans were watching, and then he messed up. Electric Chicken has a huge moment there. Did you see the car just snapping back and forth as he tried to gain the traction he needed?
Oh yeah, he's struggling in the weather now. I don't know if his tires have given out or.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but Lit Romney's closing in on him now too, so. All of a sudden,
it's probably been an exhausting night for them so far. They've been racing, they've been at the wheel for an hour and 20 minutes almost.
Yeah.
Oh, Burns has a big moment at the exit of the final corner.
Did he get damaged?
Ends up losing a couple places. No, he didn't get damaged. I think he saved it, but he did lose a couple places there.
So,
still in the points though. Still might be well in the points. No, Porter's the only reserve in the top 10 at the minute, so Burns will pick up a few points from this race if he manages to hold position. He's got a decent gap behind him to turn in the Tier, so I think he should be fine. He's not under pressure just yet.
It's Eric is very close to Coxie too, so just keep an eye on this scrap as well. Looks like the front runners are starting to spread out a tad. Not as close as they were, but they're still very close. Where it's Eric starting to pressure Coxie here, and then Burns hoping to stick with them too. Had a bit of a moment, but he's right there still. GP looks like he's closing on Niebuhr. Oh, Niebuhr technically in the points at the moment, I think. Yeah, Niebuhr has the last point at the moment if they don't count Porter. So he'll be looking to hang on to that. I don't know if he can, but GP is all over the back of him very quickly here. You never know. If you defend it stoutly, you never know. GP could make a mistake. And GP is pretty quick, though. Hans closing on T-Money here. That would be something, eh? Can you imagine if Hans manages to get by T-Money and win this race?
Oh yeah, that'd be something.
He'd be ecstatic. I think he'd lose his mind in the Discord.
I'm
not gonna lie, I kind of want to see it. Yeah, I kind of want to see it too. It's Eric.
Tunnel DD gets past. It's Eric. Did he have a moment?
It's Eric has had a huge moment. I think he's well off. He looks like he has a lot of damage here. He's trying to get himself back across the chicane, the bus stop here. Niebuhr has a huge moment too. He saved it though. So Niebuhr, I think he listens while we race. I give him the advice here is that he did lose the last point to GP at the moment, but it's Eric is up the road there with a lot of wing damage, and I think you can probably get ahead of him if you just keep her steady. Electric Chicken, very close to Scavney here. It looks like Hans has really dropped off there. I think T-Money's probably turned the wick up a little bit, maybe get in the way. But Hans, Scavney, and Chicken still very close to one another here. GP closing on its Eric. I could imagine fairly quickly with the amount of wing damage he's got. Yeah, GP is almost right on his gearbox at the moment. If Niebuhr can just stick with GP, can probably squeak through for another couple points. Oh, huge moment for Chicken there. He gets it right, though. Been pretty good tonight on saving the car. He's had quite a few moments like that to snap an oversteer, and then the back end just steps out on him, but he manages to get it corrected every time. Hope he's not using DOS setup.
Yeah, the time trial merchant using time trial setups.
Yeah. Oh, Hans runs deep there. Scavney's super close here. Scavney around the outside into the bus stop chicane. He sends it very late. Hans did well to defend that there.
Yeah, he parked it on the apex, left no quarter there.
No, it was a good defense, I think.
Scavney had a bit of a moment on the exit. He's lost a bit of time, which puts Electric Chicken into contention for that final podium spot.
Yeah, I mean, on track, that final podium spot is still up for grabs. But T-Money, Hans, Scavney are the actual Tier 2 podium. So Chicken with a shot at it here. And it looks like Scavney side by side with Hans here. Is he going to try to go around the outside here? He does. He goes for the switchback. He cuts underneath. Side by side through the chicane. And
still can't get it done.
Still can't get it done. So Hans defending stoutly. He manages to hang on to his second place at the moment. Looks like he's starting to struggle for traction or something, but Scavney is just right on his gearbox, not letting him breathe. And now Coxey is very close to the back of Lit Romney here. I'm assuming Lit Romney maybe caught him and got through, because Lit Romney was closing the gap to him before this, I think. I haven't really been paying attention to the battle there because I was focusing on the front runners.
Yeah, T-Money's pulled out a big enough gap to secure the win.
Hans and Scavney bumped there, I think. Looks like they had a bit of a moment, but neither driver really on the optimal line. You can't really put blame on either guy there. So here we go. It's the last lap. Scavney is right on the gearbox of Hans as they head up the hill towards Blanchimont. Will he find a way through here? It looks like Hans had a huge bobble there. Scavney is going to have him. He is compromised. Scavney is all over the back of him here. He times this right. He can find a way through. It looks... Oh, he gets a much better exit. Scavney down the outside into the bus stop. It looks like they bumped once again, but just struggling for traction, both drivers. Side by side into the bus stop chicane. Hans sweeps across to cover it off, and it looks like Hans maintains the place. Excellent driving from Hans there to hang on to second. Scavney comes home in third, and... Oh!
T-Money had a 5-second penalty.
Oh, my Lord!
Hans won.
And Porter had penalties as well, so Hans has won the race. Hans wins the Tier 2 Grand Prix. Scavney brings it home in second, and Chicken picks up the podium. What an incredible finish here in the top three.
Amazing stuff.
I did not see that coming. I didn't even think to check the penalties. Yeah, wow, that's impressive. But excellent job to Hans there covering off Scavney. I think the final turn on the exit of the chicane there, I would say Hans left probably just enough space. It was almost too much of a squeeze, but you got to think on the final turn as you go to cross the line. How can you leave much more space than that? So great job to Hans there with his defending. Scabney probably could have bullied his way through a little bit if he decided to, but I'm glad to see them keeping it clean. I think Hans did well defending, and I think Scabney did well not forcing anything there either, because it wasn't there. He was damn close, but it wasn't there. So, excellent driving from those two, and then obviously Chicken picking up a podium as well. So, pretty interesting race here tonight. T-Money bows out, steps aside so that we might see more podiums that look something like that. Rather than T-Money, Axton, and Arrow every week, but we probably see Arrow and Axton duking it out for the rest of the season now for that title. And then bit of a mixed bag from the other drivers of who's going to be on the podium week to week, but it looks like we have quite a few capable drivers. That is the end of the Grand Prix. Review the order quickly here. It's Hans, Scabney, Chicken, your podium. Porter finishes 4th. T-Money in 5th, Lit Romney 6th, Coxey's in 7th, Burns is in 8th, GP Colin in 9th, Terminal Deity's in 10th, Niebuhr in 11th, It's Eric in 12th, Mario in 13th, and then everyone else DNF'd, so Soy Loco, Wolfsburg, Jinnit, Dove, Sam, JXW, and Bobby all DNF'd. So 13 finishers, as I predicted.
Good job.
Yeah, do I get a cookie?
You can go buy one if you want.
No, I'll take it out of the league fund. By the way, guys, so the league fund's in like $2,000 of debt right now. So, if anybody, if anybody wants to make any donation, donations are great. I'll link my PayPal.
Should I get the boys in?
Yeah, I think we got to. We got some new guys, so. We have to. I don't know if Hans is going to show up. He doesn't speak the greatest English, so I'm not too sure he'll be comfortable enough to jump in on the interviews, but we'll see. I don't think we have a translator present. In fact, I don't even know what his actual native language is, to be honest, but probably try to find that out if he does join. Chicken, Scabney, and Hans, right? Chicken, Scabney, Hans. All right, let's do it. We know Scabney's mic will work. We know Chicken's mic will work because they've been on stream hosting Tier 1 before. So we know we'll definitely hear from them. We might even hear from Hans, but I'm not sure if his mic's going to be set up properly to share on the broadcast. But either way, hopefully he joins and we'll get these guys in. Oh, Hans did join.
Oh, days.
You won.
Race winner for the first time in Tier 2. That's got to feel something.
That's got to be great. I don't think he's on his mic or has one. Well, yeah, no, he must have one because it looks like he does in the lobby. But yeah, Hans, we can't hear you if you are trying to talk to us. But so for now, we'll move on. We'll just start with the other guys, and then maybe Hans just wants to hang out and listen to the interviews. Somebody's changing settings. Maybe it is Hans. Yes, we hear you now. Is that you, Hans?
Yeah.
You won.
I won, really.
Yeah, you won. I think it was legit. We'll have to see what happens with T-Money's penalty, but
I don't think that I won because there is a thing in the final in the boss chicane that if you cut the corner, they didn't give you a warner. Immediately give you a 5 or 10-second penalty. Depends how much.
Yeah, but so far, like usually we tend to keep those penalties unless they were like they shouldn't have been penalties, like someone forced you off track or something.
Right.
So for now, tentatively at least you're the race winner. So
I think you
drink that in.
Yeah, I think you. I mean, either way, it was a hell of a race. I think you finished. You would have been second regardless. Because of General Porter, he's reserve anyway, but he had penalties, and so he jumped down, so he wouldn't have counted. So T-Money really like won the race, and then you came second, but then T-Money had the penalties, so we don't know if T-Money's penalty was legitimate. If it is, then yeah, you win, which is amazing. Okay. Yeah, and then like the defense on Scabney. I think Scabney, I don't know if he's joined the party yet or not,
Yep.
but
Yeah,
Scabney's here. The defense on Scabney was quite stout. I think it was obviously we're not going to put you guys against each other at this point, but I think it was clean. It looked like clean defending. It was he definitely got really tight on his squeeze there on that final turn on the last chicane, but I don't think anybody else would have done any different on the final lap. So
it's a lap. Yeah, it's the last lap. You're not gonna let him through.
You're not gonna leave the door open for him to come bump you and knock you out. So I was thinking it was a stout defense. It looked all clean on my end, and I thought it was just some really good hard racing. But Scabney, it looked like you had him there, to be honest. Like up through Blanchimont there, it looked like you had a much better run, and then towards the chicane, the bus stop chicane, it looked like you'd gotten a better launch into the corner, but he just covered you off with that inside line. It's so easy to park on the in the middle of the chicane there and cover a guy off if you've got a bit of a lead.
Yeah, for sure. I agree totally. I couldn't catch him.
I
hands. Whew. Sorry to interrupt.
I have like a oversteer setup, so I need to like brake in rouge, because if not, I will end it a barrel. I mean, it was really tricky. But I have a good straight line speed, so I can manage to keep ahead of, all of the person that I battle in that straight and in rouge. I finally get straight, and I was like ahead in the chicane for the chicane. So I can stay in front, but I was sweating with that rouge, man. I really.
Yeah, Fuzz pointed that out. He said you were getting, like, generally the other cars were closing on you and catching you, but down the straights and stuff, you just seemed to get away a little bit, and you're getting better exits out of the corners on the long straights, so it was easier for you to defend and keep the cars behind.
Yeah.
All right, Chicken on the podium.
Yo.
It's been a while.
Dudes, it's never been a thing. It's my first podium.
Is it your first podium? I thought maybe you'd been before, but you're
racing
Axe and T-Money and Arrow every week. They're always pretty much on the podium, those guys. So.
Oh yeah, it's for sure.
It's tough, right?
Arrow's just number one all the time. And even with the reserves, the guys coming from Tier 1, they're so good. You don't actually get to see yourself on the podium. But I was shouting when I found out that General and T-Money took penalties to put him in 4th and 5th, and then Hans, Scavney, and I, which we had a phenomenal battle. Guys, if you made Hans knows that downhill right-hander, he made a mistake, I took that position, there's just no chance we were going to get it back, right? Because you can just park it on the apex, you can't go fast enough through the turns, and then you're going to slide if you overbrake yourself, right? So that was a deadly battle. Battle.
No, it was like nose to tail for most of the race. Like, you guys were just duking it out, and there was some pretty good action for the most part. The safety cars were a little bit excessive.
The
first one didn't make sense.
7 laps?
Well, the first one, 7 laps under safety car is ridiculous. But the very first lap, there was a huge crash at the exit of Radion, and they just put out a VSC. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, this is surely a safety car. Come on, guys.
And then Niebuhr goes into the wall at 1,000 miles an hour, doesn't break his wing, goes into pit, and he ends up in 2 laps of the safety car. Come on. That's ridiculous. He was the one who caused the safety car, right?
No, it was actually Soy Loco crashed at the same time that Niebuhr spun.
Oh,
so Niebuhr had spun and he was getting himself turned around, but then Soy Loco lost it on the exit of Radion, just straight into the barrier. So, it was just a bizarre race. Obviously, we knew it was going to be a little bit wonky with the rain and stuff, but the safety cars generally so far have made sense. I've found, sometimes they've come out and it's been like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, and then sometimes it comes out and you're like, I don't know, and then tonight it was just weird.
We're getting used to
Excuse me. Sorry. I think that the safety car come because of crash, not because of other reason, like people retiring or all that stuff that people are complaining a lot of. People retiring and triggering like safety cars or BSC. So I think, Viga and Fuzz have a better view of that because you are sharing the race, so you know.
Right.
But
yeah, you can tell. But I actually thought it was Niebuhr that caused it at first as well, and then I realized, Soy Loco actually crashed at the same time. So it was yellow for Niebuhr, and I was thinking, is like I was watching him getting turned around, and then I suddenly saw a safety car. I was like, what the hell? And then I looked and realized that Soy had crashed as well. So I think it looked like it was because of Niebuhr, but it actually wasn't. It was just a weird time. But
shout out to Wolfsburg for taking the wet tires at the beginning, even though they were so bad. But he did it. He was like, you know what? Everybody's on inners. I'm going against the grain. I was like, oh shit!
He actually
good for you.
They were actually working for him like somewhat okay for a little while, but once that dry line showed up, it was like he was toast. It was like almost instantaneously. Like when I pointed out, I was like, "There's a really dry line there." Suddenly, Wolfsburg's going to start struggling, and he like lost the car like literally a second later. So it was like, you know. And then and then me and Fuzz were like, "He's got to pit now. His tires aren't working. Time to go in the pits." And he went right past the pit lane, and we were like, why didn't he pit? And then he ended up hitting the wall and smashing his wing, and it was like, well, he definitely should have pit now, right? Like, he's gonna have to now. But I don't know, it was valiant effort. And Mario tried it too. He, like, under the safety car, he went on, because he was at the back already, he put the wets on, got back in the safety car queue, realized they were shit, went back into the pits, put the inters back on, and then caught up to the queue again. And I was like, that's kind of brilliant.
He was so funny, man. He was on the mic and he was like, oh boys, it looks like this was a bad decision.
I
was like, oh shit.
He's a very matter-of-fact kind of guy. It's pretty funny sometimes.
Scab, man, I couldn't. You had me down the straights, man. I was just killing myself because I was on your ass for the whole first and second and third sector, except that last straight, man. I could not pass you. I could not, man. I tried so many times, dude. I swear I was freaking out, yelling at you on my screen, just asking these guys. But I mean, it's all in good fun.
Scabby would pull out half a second every time on the exit of the last stream.
Made me want to puke. Made me want to puke. I was like, oh my god. So fast.
You just keep getting closer. Every single time I thought, oh, this is the time he gets me, but then it just kept, I don't know, losing a little bit of traction or something at the end.
I was running 8.3. I was running 8.6 wings in the race and 8.3 wings in quali. So there was no chance I was going to catch you. What wings were you on?
I think 5.9.
5.9.
Dang.
Oh, 5.9. Oh, okay. Okay.
Really?
Well, yeah, I had a thick setup, man. I was telling these guys it was like I was driving a float around. It was not good.
It kind of looked like it, man. Like, to be honest, like there's a lot of like, because there was so much action between you guys. Like, there's a lot of views on the stream of your car just like shaking, fucking wobbling out of corners, like. Like it looks like a fucking fish out of water every time you make an exit. It's like fucking flopping around.
I just want you guys to know. I'm just gonna pump my own tires. I know I'm doing it. I'm in third place. I don't deserve too much mic time, but in quali, I ran 8.6 and ran that 146, which was dog shit. And then I dropped my wings down to 8.3, and my DRS broke right as I came out of the pit. So I ran a 145, a 144.5 on 8.3 wings with no DRS. So. There's that. That was a thing too.
Good job,
fuck, man.
What happened?
You want a cookie?
What happened?
Hey man, it's my birthday, man. Pump my tires, man.
Mark, your birthday?
Happy birthday!
28 years old. I got a birthday podium.
Is it actually your birthday today?
I didn't get first place thanks to Hans and Scabney losers, but
I mean, you could have had a. So I was gonna ask about that. You were right behind T-Money. You were maybe a tenth behind him going into.
Yes, I was.
Bruxelles, the crappy right-hander where I always lock up.
The downhill right. Yeah.
That downhill right. What happened there? You went well deep into that.
Yeah. So what I said was actually I think somebody went off behind me, and I said to the people behind me, okay.
The chicken, so I think General and you, the Alpha, I don't know if General is in the Alpha, you passed me. So you take my place because I was sliding in the exit of that chicane after the straight.
Yeah, well, somebody went off behind me, I think the lap after, and I was focused on that for a split second and just missed my braking mark by the slightest of margins. Like, not enough to ruin my race, but, you know, enough to knock me behind. Because I was actually in my stream, I was telling these guys that I just fucking lost it. And then when we came back around, and when we went over the finish line and we all got jumped up to first, second, and third, I said I could have fucking won that race for sure. I could have won. I just went deep. I wasn't paying attention, man. Props to these guys for being so on it and precise. I mean, we all made our mistakes, but these guys came out on top, which is so sick. So sick.
Yeah, it was a good one. All right. Everybody else want to throw anything else out there? Ask any questions before we wrap it up?
I'm all good.
All good.
If you could drop the drivers of the day in IYO, in your opinion, just throw 4 down. Who do you think?
I don't know, man. I need to look at the race results again. Honestly, though, I get so caught up when I'm doing commentary that I actually didn't pay attention to where everyone finished. I was kind of just calling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of need to look at it a little bit again. But I would definitely say I think pretty much anybody, especially in a wet race, somewhere like Spa, I think anybody really in the top 5 probably is deserving to an extent. And then obviously the people that make up the most places. I don't really know where everyone started, but I think we obviously have to nominate Hans because he may have just won his first race, which is pretty fucking huge. So he'll be nominated.
Dude,
I think.
Props to Hans.
Yeah.
Dirty B, bump passing me, but you made it this time, dude. I'm gonna get you next time, man. That was sick. You won. Props to you, man. Seriously, claps on my side.
Thank you, man.
I'm not really sure. Probably the 3 of you for sure, I think, because you're not even like the typical podium guys either. So
yeah, I think
it's a pretty big
would
race.
Be a toss-up for the 4th driver of the day nominee, because I think Eric had a great race. I think Burns had a great race. I think Terminal DAD had a great race.
Yeah.
So we have to assess that a little, in a little more depth.
Tired now.
I just want everybody to know I got a Dale Earnhardt replica jacket for my birthday. It's fucking sick. I'm wearing it out to dinner to the keg.
All right. Nice, the keg. I was gonna say, were you wearing it during the race tonight, like ripping around in your Dale jacket?
Okay. Thanks for having me for an interview. I really appreciate it. I love the format.
No well, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, Electric Chicken.
Are you gonna see a podium selfie in the chat?
Oh yeah.
Oh, buddy, of course. Dude, you're gonna
make sure you wait till you're in the Dale jacket at the keg, then take the picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a podium selfie and then a birthday keg selfie.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah.
All right. We'll wrap it up. That will be the end of the night for the Tier 2 broadcast. Next week we are in Mexico, and then obviously Sunday evening we've still got the Belgian Grand Prix in the EU tier, and then Monday night we move on to Mexico for the week, and then we will have a break week after that. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you have a good night.